Welcome back. So let's head to Berlin. Kayode is standing by to bring us that conversation on the third Global Disability Summit taking place in Germany. Kayode.
Thank you very much. It's the conversation that the world is paying attention to, and it's great to be here and to ensure that Africa, Nigeria is counted when it comes to inclusion. And like this, we're live in Berlin, and we have joining us the head of delegation for Nigeria, is CEO TAF Africa, Mr. Jacob. Thank
you, Kayode. Nice to be here.
Great to be here. The weather is...
Seeing you, trying to catch up with the cold.
Oh, yeah. It's different from Lagos. It's 30 plus. This is almost zero. Right. But the world is gathered here today. And it's beautiful to see people from different parts of the world right here. And great to also see that Nigeria is right here. So speak to us about what this means for us as a nation. The Global Disability Summit, the inclusion conversation that will happen here. What does it mean for us as a nation?
Well, as a nation, it means development. All the conversations we've been having and all the interactions and all the people that we're meeting, we're looking at how can we, one, learn from them, two, attract development, and specifically economic development. We're also looking at how we can also borrow a lead from those who have affected political participation or persons with disability. I'm glad that Nigeria is fully represented. The Minister of State for Humanitarian is here. We have a number of legislators, 3 chairmen of different committees, including the Committee for Persons with Disability, and of course, several NGOs. We have full representation. And at the end of the day, I think it will mean a lot to us, economically, politically, socially, and in terms of relational and collaboration. There's been a lot of meetings. I was glad yesterday when we met with the group from the Commonwealth, for persons with disabilities, especially with children. We've had a number of side events that we've attended, but I'm glad to also say that I will have the privilege of delivering 2 keynote addresses and a fire chat event. 2 of them will happen today. Nigeria is so blessed that I'm looking forward to being the speaker after the King of Jordan. And then the beautiful ceremony. But Kayode, I want to use this opportunity to thank you and your team and John Momo for letting Channel be here, not just by front, but in person. And you happen to be the only media house that have been accredited, the only one in Nigeria, if not Africa, that have been officially accredited for this purpose. So it means a lot to us. It means also media inclusion and having voices like yours add to the cause of disability inclusion.
It's amazing. And some who say we've had events like this in the past. This isn't a series as this sort of Global Disability Summit. The other events we were pushing after things like this. How life changed. So when we return, what are those things that you'll be looking at? Because we have representatives from Nigerian government here as well. So what are those things that, as a matter of necessity, must be introduced?
I think there are 2 things, 2 takeaways. One is the involvement of government at the level. The president was invited. I'm sure the minister will represent this, or maybe, who knows? Don't be surprised if it shows him. The Chancellor of Germany is in person coming. And so when we go back, we believe that we will have more political will on the part of government and the legislature. We believe that most of the big NGOs that are here will begin to look towards actualizing and implementing disability inclusion. happy to announce that we've had scheduled meetings with CEOs of most top organizations. We'll be meeting this afternoon. And so at the end of the day, we should be able to attract economic, developmental dividends out of this. But also, like you rightly said, I'm very passionate about people's life changing. I believe that there are a number of persons in this conference that may attract some form of scholarship, may attract some form of gifts of devices. There are a lot of exhibitors who are in this conference with several devices, whether it's optical or wheelchair. So there's a whole lot that we can take home as tangible dividends of this conference. But also, we agreed yesterday that we're going to make a proposition to the organizers that it's time for Nigeria to also be co-host of events like this. The first one was England. The second one, Kenya. The third one, Jordan. So who knows? Nigeria could be the fourth, what they call the third world country that will host an event like this.
That will be great to see you. Two questions I need to ask. And I must say that events will be beginning soon. So we're early birds to ensure that we fly the Nigerian flag, the African flag, and bring you all of the things happening. First, from your experience with TAF Africa, working with disability groups with great Nigerians, the very frequent what I said, what it's still like. How would you Nigerians?
I think I'll take it from two perspectives in terms of framework, advocacy, policy, and framework. Nigeria would score somewhere between 6 and 7 in terms of tangible advocacy, policies, and framework. Yes, yes. In terms of implementation, we are a little bit lagging behind. I think I'm probably going to Nigeria for yes, in terms of implementation. But I can tell you the advocacy and the policies and framework that government has, both government and the non-sector, not what they call actors and non-state actors. Yeah, we have done very well. They tell you that free. But in terms of drilling it down to actual implementation, and like you rightly said, I'm not this kind of person that likes to flash from the pan, all that. I'm looking at how many lives are saved. In terms of that, we're still struggling, and so a lot more that have to be done. In terms of, this would make you happy. In terms of media inclusion, I think I will score Nigeria 8 over 10. The media space has opened for us, for your chairman to personally agree for you guys to come. And I want to dare say that we're not paying Channel for this. Your contribution to disability inclusion. And so for us, this is a good step, the right one. In the direction that we're doing.
And just to push us forward to help people understand the language you give us statistics with Nigeria. By the way, it's a spectrum. Some people imagine people living with disability as people on a wheelchair, it's also a spiritually. But there's a spectrum. Yes. And there's more people that will get
there's non-visible.
Exactly. So what that means is that we're leaving out the section of the population in terms of even contributing to government's contribution to the civic people making our income. What's the sense of that we're missing out on? As an organization, as a government, as a people, as a family, as a society.
I think statistics shows that there are 15-16% of the global population, 1.3 billion people across the world are people with disability. We want to project that in Nigeria, we are 60% of the entire Nigerian population. Yes, that's staggering. Yes. So, but then, statistically speaking, and I'm very careful, we are cautious. We keep using the figures, 35 million in Nigeria. One, I believe we can be more. Secondly, it's also an important element, because now we are beginning to struggle with accurate, verifiable, evidence-based data. And that also will have awakened my consciousness, because that's one of the things that I'm going to be projecting in my keynote address about the need for the developed world to come to the aid of not just Nigerians, but Africans, because we need credible data. We don't have those credible data. All that we do is guesstimates or projections, and it's not helping us in terms of developmental planning. So there's a need to scale up intervention, whether it's funding, technical assistance, technology. And these days with technology, you can just mine data just like that. And it's also important to underpin what you said, because our kind of data is a little bit different, because it has to be in such a way that every segment of persons with disability will have the data running. And I think I want to say here that I am grateful for my partnership with channels and other media, because the albinism, and this is verifiable, you go to IDEC database, the albinism in terms of persons with disability who are eligible to vote, the albinism community is leading every segment of persons with disability. And the chairman will always say, well, Jake, that is strategic advocacy. And I want to thank individuals like you and John and the owners of other media houses that have really given attention to what we do and have brought us to where we are. But we still have a lot to come.
Absolutely. And that's great to see. That's why we're here for the next 2 days. It's going to be a lot of activities and channels that we're going to do that all of those conversations are re-echoed back home in Nigeria and in Africa. We have to thank you so much, Mr. Jake. I know there's a lot going on. There's also catch up with all of the things going on. The German Chancellor will be here, the Kingdom of Jordan will be here. He will be speaking after Kingdom of Jordan. Yes. So something to watch out for.
The first keynote is address.
There you go.
Yeah, but I just want to use this opportunity to talk to partners. Channel Television, some other television has, but at this moment, Channel Television has committed huge resources towards that. Please, they are not the one begging you, I'm the one begging you. Please help us so that we can partner with them and sustain this relationship. It takes a lot of money to do this. And whoever wants to help us in terms of sponsorship, please go to Channel and give them the funds directly. I trust John and his team, and they will be very accountable.
Thank you so much.
Patrick, thank you. Patrick, the producer.
Mr. Jacob Pele is the CEO of TAF Africa. He's the head of delegation for Nigeria at the Global Disability Summit in Berlin, Germany. A lot is happening, don't worry. But we'll take a moment from here. And by the way, in case you're wondering, I kind of is dressed differently today with the African print. But that happens when your baggage is stuck somewhere and you just have to make do with what you have. But Jeffrey Bukola, and that's what we have, at least so far from here. There is a lot more. It's the opening ceremony today, and of course we're giving you a lot of feedback. But that's so much we can take from here. We're back with more live in Berlin, Germany, venue of a global disability.